Donald Trump has a very serious problem with young voters here in the United States. And by young, I'm basically talking about any voter under the age of 45. But specifically, the 18 to 30 age group prefers President Biden by double digits. In fact, Biden is actually winning that age group by over 50%. So, Trump's people, including members of his family like his daughter-in-law, understand that he has got to appeal to the youth. And what better way to do that, Laura Trump says, than by having Vanilla Ice perform at Donald Trump's recent New Year's Eve party at Mar-a-Lago. Here is how Laura Trump tried to spin that as Donald Trump being cool and hip, trying to appeal to the youngsters. Here she is.
Stuff. Vanilla Ice, forget it. Ice Ice Baby, Ninja Rap. Like, what do you want from us? We're doing everything super cool at Mar-a-Lago, and I loved it. It is a great time, like 700 people there. Of course, the greatest president in the history of the country there. My father-in-law, Donald Trump, was there with my husband. We had a great group of friends. We had an awesome time.
I mean, heck yeah, if you want to appeal to the kids today, what do? You don't go for Taylor Swift. You don't go for Beyonce. No, not even a Post Malone type or anybody like, no. You go for Vanilla Ice. The guy that was already seen as, a hack and a loser by the time I hit 5th grade, folks. Not saying I'm old, but Vanilla Ice hasn't been popular since 1991, 1992, more than 30 years ago? And Laura Trump is out there telling us, look how cool Trump is. You weren't hanging out with Vanilla Ice on New Year's Eve. No, thank God we weren't hanging out with Vanilla Ice on New Year's Eve. Let me tell you a quick story about Vanilla Ice and how cool he is. I keep forgetting how old I am. It was like 20 years ago. So only about 10 to 12 years after Vanilla Ice was actually popular for 20 minutes in American history. He came and performed at a club like near the apartment that I lived in college. And I'm talking about this is like dank, rundown, gross little club. That didn't card people, by the way, which is why they eventually got shot down. But like that's where he was playing back in like 2003, 2004, something like that. And Coolio, by the way, also played there. It was great. But it wasn't something that people were like, oh my God, we went, because it was like, this is so dumb. This is so friggin' dumb. And that was 20 years ago. And now Laura Trump is telling us that Donald Trump appeals to the youths of today by having an early 90s one-hit wonder show up at his New Year's Eve party. It was so bad, by the way, that even Fox News decided to make fun of Donald Trump for doing that. Jessica Tarlov on The Five this week, who of course was, the liberal on The Five, had this to say. This idea that Trump is blowing him out of the water, Biden, is just not supported by the data. If you believe that Trump will win by 20 points of the black vote, I have many, many bridges to sell you. Or the youth vote. The guy had Vanilla Ice at his New Year's Eve party, and you think he's winning the youth vote? And after Tarlov said that, Jesse Waters got super pissed and he said, how dare you, Jessica? I have heard a lot from you over the years, but that will not stand. And then Tarlov replied, Ice Ice baby, you're losing the youth vote. Look, I got nothing against Vanilla Ice, by the way. Rob Van Winkle's his real name. But if you think that Vanilla Ice is going to win you the youth vote, as Laura Trump is trying to be like, oh, Trump is so cool, we're having so much fun down here, then you really have been disconnected with reality for the past at least 30 years, which pretty much is a good description of Donald Trump and everyone working for his campaign. Ring of Fire is just a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of the latest from Ring of Fire.